Y'all, what's up? I just wanted to pull a card from the Mythical Goddess Tarot deck. I just wanted to focus on this deck for this reading. It's my newest deck and it's been calling to me, and I've just been randomly picking it up and pulling cards. And I always get these two cards, I think, for like the last 2 weeks. It's just funny. And I pulled one of them this morning for this read, and then the second one just of course had to come out, and it's always these same two cards. So I didn't want to present them in a particular order just because of the way that I'm reading them, even though they came out the opposite way for today. So this first card that I got, or the first card that I want to share with y'all, is Fire, Self-Destruction. And when I pulled this card first, I was going through a lot of pain that day, and just a lot of dying of my old self, and just there was a lot of mirror work that day. And I just had a chance to look at myself and my behaviors and my choices, and it just was in regards to boundaries, right? Um nothing just like, I don't know, horrible, I guess you could say, but it was just around overgiving. So even when you overgive, or even when you're doing something kind or nice or helpful, it actually can still be self-destructing, right? When we give too much, and when we don't put ourselves first, and when we give from a cup that is not over overflowing, right? When we give from our cup that's also like half empty, that can definitely be self-destructing. So, if you are a Cancer and you're watching this, then you know that it's a lifelong journey to work on boundaries. It's like consistently always trying to not overgive, always trying to not overdo for people, because there's a balance, right? And a lot of people actually don't want what you have to give if it's too much, right? It can be overwhelming. So, everything in moderation. So this self-destruction card says this rattlesnake with her fixed gaze brings her venom of fire as a danger sign that cannot be ignored. An immediate change of behavior is essential, or you will feel this rattlesnake's bite with the venom close behind. The viper is warning you that you are on a path of self-destruction. Your chronic inner struggle has led to exhaustion and debilitating burnout. What danger signs have you been ignoring? You must redirect your will from its destructive inward attack. Are you allowing others to assist you in this self annihilation? Let the transmuting power of Snake turn this behavior around. She is inviting you to align with her fire's transformative energy of creation and break the patterns of self destruction that you find in yourself. So it takes quite a bit of courage to look at yourself, right? And especially looking at the parts of you that are dark and that you might be ashamed of, or that you might have guilt around, right? But remember that those fears, fear, anxiety, and all that is of the lower frequency, of the lowest frequencies, right? So bring yourself out of that. Bring yourself out of the self-destructing behaviors, whatever they may be, right? But during this week, I've noticed a lot of people have felt it actually on the same days. We all feel the same things on the same days a lot of the times, since we're all connected and we're all one, right? So people are so if you feel alone, just be open, right? Also releasing a message that I got from a beautiful Reiki share was that to release fear, right? And to speak it, release it by speaking it. Sometimes we don't want to speak of our fears, especially when people project so much. We're scared to like talk about the things that scare us, because people always add to that fire, right? And they're always projecting their fears onto others so that they don't feel alone. So it can be very scary to share your fears, especially when they're just so personal to you. So, but remember that speaking them in a safe place allows you to release them versus holding them in, and causing blockages in your own energy, your own body, your own energy flow. So like I said, this card has been coming up so much. It's really the only card that has been popping up every time I pull from this deck. So it's speaking to us loudly, and you might have, maybe this week, maybe a previous week, maybe next week, but you might be feeling like, it's really hard to look at yourself and some of the things that you want to change, and it's important to just sit with that feeling, right? Like, that is me. I did do that. And to accept it, let it go, forgive yourself, and move on. And remember that you are here for the human experience. So a lot of times I'll feel beside myself, right? And look at myself almost like another person. There's me, there's my higher self, and then so sometimes you can look at yourself and be like, did you really just do that? Or did you really just say that? And that's just kind of like when you know that your discernment is developing stronger, and when you can be beside yourself and learn to detach, and yeah, just detach from things, right? We're only here for the experience. So attaching yourselves to people, places, things, anything, right, is what causes pain, because then we have a hard time letting go of those things, especially if they're toxic, right? It's especially hard to let go of those things when they're toxic, but we grow attachments, whether they be healthy or unhealthy, and whatever they are, they're hard to let go of, right? So mastering the art of detachment is key, and being able to just bounce back from whatever may happen, and knowing that it's okay, that it's part of your path, it's part of your experience, and that you chose this journey, right? You chose this specific experience to go, everything that you're going through, you chose these experiences, right? So just knowing that you will be okay, and that this lesson was brought to you as a blessing, and to see it as something helpful to help you grow and evolve versus a hindrance or a drag or something, just another bad thing that's happening, right? These things happen for us as lessons. So taking them as such is how they can be helpful. So the other card that I pulled, I actually pulled this card first earlier, but then I wanted to redo this video, make it a little longer, make it a fuller video. But yeah, it's the child consciousness card, and it's a wind card, and this is totally me minus the blonde hair. But like, this is totally me, and I totally resonate with this card, especially lately, feeling feeling free and feeling detached. And the reason I presented these cards this way is because I really feel that the fire, the self-destruction, and the breakdown of you will lead to a more clear child consciousness. So initially I pulled these cards backwards, but I wanted to redo the video and the message and just put them in an order that kind of makes sense to me. So the child of wind consciousness. It's an air card, and it says, this free-spirited child of wind is pure consciousness, filled with the wonder of life as she flies on her dragonfly without judgment or agenda. She's open to all possibilities, aloft in the present moment of eternity. The wind child is here to help you come free of any perspective of limitation. She will help you release your opinions, agendas, and past memories, and open your mind to the unlimited possibilities all around you. She brings the purity of consciousness that is your birthright, so that you may see with a perspective that is free and open to all opportunity. So I really, really love this card, and the fact that it's been coming out all week is just really beautiful. And it's a reminder, um, it's a reminder to be in the present, and just like everything I said, right? Um, detachment, and just living in the moment and knowing that it'll be okay. Having that childlike consciousness. I don't know if you guys ever thought about or just notice how kids are just so resilient, right? The craziest things can happen to them and they'll just bounce right back and just go play Play-Doh. Like it's really beautiful. And so we have a lot to learn from kids. That's why I love working with them, love being around them, because they have this pure innocence, right? And they're just, the younger you are, the closer you are to your birth, and being pure is just so beautiful. And they will always be honest, and they'll always tell you how it is. So it's just admirable, to have that type of energy all the time, right? As we get older, we're jaded. Um, we just become super tainted by all of the chaos of this world. So bringing it back to a childlike consciousness is something that can bring us joy and happiness and that freeness that we felt as kids, right? I remember as a kid thinking like just being so free and having no worries and not even knowing what you were supposed to worry about. Like, so it's just really, really beautiful. Um, so just remembering to go back to that childlike freeness, and um, to also remember that you have to let go of your destructive ways, in order to get to this state, right? So it says that she flies on her dragonfly without judgment or agenda. And I love this because I don't like to make plans, especially when I'm traveling, and I will just like to go with the flow, and see just where the day takes me, right? The less rigid you are, the more likely it is for random things to happen, and for like positive opportunities to present themselves because you're open to it and you don't have an agenda, and it's like your door is wide open for positive things to come in, right? And of course, there's always light and dark. There's always two sides to everything. So you don't want to be too open to where negative things can also come in, and they will, but that's when you have to use your discernment and use your experience from your past, and just make those better judgments, right, about who you welcome into your life or into your energy or into your aura. Because as you ascend, you will notice that there's just more and more, I guess, darkness or chaos that tries to bring you down, right? We can look at like celebrities as like, an example, like an extreme example, right? The more popular you are, the more famous you are, the more just you are, people try to bring you down, right? The comments, the negativity, everything, because this world is just full of hate and jealousy. So we thrive off of those. The world thrives off of those negative vibrations, but it is turning now and shifting now, and it's just changing now to the opposite, right? And things are becoming, heading towards the light. So it's more hopeful for us. And yeah, just remember to look forward and not focus too much on the past or the future, right? I was just telling a friend the other day that that if we just focus on the present, that everything will be okay. Like in this very moment, like as I'm making this video, everything is good. I'm healthy, I'm happy, and I'm calm. So if we continue to stay in the present moment, and then those present moments become past moments, right? But with each passing moment, they're just, it's like a collection of present moments, right, that make the past. But if you just continue to stay in the present, and if the present is always fine, it's always okay, it's always good, then you will continue to feel good and fine and happy, because you're constantly in this moment right now, right? But if we live in the future and we're always worrying about getting money and worrying about all these things that are going to happen or not going to happen, it causes anxiety and fear and stress, right? Or if we think about the past, maybe somebody you've lost or somebody you've let go, and if we don't move on, that's also sad and also brings anxiety, depression, and fear. So if we just meet in the middle and stay in the present, then it can really just help us be still and just embrace each moment for what it is, because we miss out on a lot of good moments because we're living in the past or we're living in the future. And so we miss out on the actual present moment. And sometimes we're missing out on a lot of good things. And so that's what I'm trying to do now, is just focus on the present and also, yeah, not let people's projections get to me, and also not project towards other people. So I haven't made a long video in a while. Hopefully this resonated with y'all, and hopefully you enjoyed this reading. I do want to ask that you please leave comments if you liked this style of just doing one deck and going in depth with a few cards, or if you liked the 3-card pull where it's like the shadow work card, another oracle deck, mindfulness deck. I just choose whatever decks call to me. But please let me know. I usually don't ask much of y'all in terms of like giving likes and comments, but it's actually very helpful to know what does draw you in and what you want to hear, and also to know what you don't prefer. Like, I don't mind hearing. It doesn't need to be all positive. I just want to grow and be better, and here to send the messages that are sent to me for the collective. So yeah, your comments and your feedback are super appreciated. So please like if you enjoyed this video, and please leave a comment and let me know what you enjoyed, what style you like best, and I will try to do more. But I'll most likely do, if not more, at least like a weekly card pull. But right now the messages are just coming in rapidly, so I am going to continue going with the flow in my true style and just making them as they come to me. But I know that I need to have consistency and that I need to have something regular so that people just know what to expect, that they know that they can rely on these messages and that they will be regular. So that is my goal. And just feeling there's like a lot of creative energy happening right now. So I would encourage y'all to also send your messages. There's a lot of people that I know that have so much knowledge and wisdom to share, and I would love to hear your messages too, because they are all so beautiful. And just remember that what you have to share, there's always somebody who needs to hear it. So have a good day, y'all, and until next time, I will talk to y'all later.